is Jose and the Pussycats, aka Rachel, and I'm here with.
Ashitani! Howard fan, Winterham enthusiast. Okay.
This is the Randy Dandy Ninja Show, and we are giving this one more shot. And I mean that sincerely because
this is like
this
the
is
10th show.
our fourth attempt at recording.
100.
We went on for like half an hour and just lost the whole thing. Rest assured, it was hilarious.
It was. We laughed a lot.
You guys are really missing out.
Oh man. Well, maybe this time we can go again and like stay focused on the new episode or something. I don't know.
Yeah, right.
I don't know.
My gosh. Yeah, so I guess we could rehash some stuff if it was good enough. Whatever. Moving back on. What were we even talking about when the Skype call failed?
We were insulting Norrisville, which is, I'm pretty sure, what happened. Like, they cursed us from their Japanese American homes.
Yeah, that's actually something that, like, I feel like with all these, like, Norrisville festivals, I imagine that they're all, like, holdovers from, like, a past, like, colonial Norrisville
No. I was, because I'm planning a Cluckfest this Sunday, you guys. Cluckfest. Okay. I actually had to...
Love that.
I had to go back and rewatch the episode just to make sure, like, I don't know, I knew the Cluckfest
Yeah. Oh,
anyway,
it's the
the
why don't you go to the blog, Wiener Nation Station? That's so much cooler, right?
Yeah. It said it's the 43rd annual Cluckfest. The Cluckfest has been going on for 43 years. It's from the 70s. That something happened in the 70s that just inspired them to celebrate chickens.
Spoiler, it was drugs.
It's probably drugs. That would explain a lot about those.
Everything makes so much more sense.
Soft drugs, everything. The whole town is high. It explains Randy a lot. It explains Randy.
Explain their unusual tolerance for the school and the rampage.
I swear, one episode, McFist is going on. You know when he does that? He says something that shows he's evil, and then he goes like, "Oh no, wow!" Anyway, he was doing that, and there's these two kids in the back, two background kids, just looking at each other like with these half-lidded, "Oh yeah, we know what's going on here" eyes. They know he's evil. They just don't care.
Yeah, I remember that.
They're just too high to care.
Oh, it reminds me, in the pet episode, what was up with that? Like, I expected the twist to be that McFist had somehow, like, accidentally consumed the spray juice stuff.
Oh, yeah. That would have made sense. I didn't think of that. I was just being creeped out by how happy he was. You know, he was just so pleasant and happy. He's really distressed by the whole ninja thing. Ninja not being there. I call him pajama face when he's not around. I don't know, man. Maybe he did ingest it.
Just after a huge doobie.
Huh?
Just a huge, like, blunt that's post-high McFist. Sweet.
Yeah.
Pranks.
Our pranks giving gift from Crush the Evil Puppet to us. This episode, which I think it would have actually aired with the Sorceress's episode if they didn't hold it back. So, you know, I don't know if this is a gift or a curse.
Together,
yeah.
It's weird and like jumping the gun. At least it wasn't out of order. I guess they just delayed it.
I don't know.
Like,
there's no way to know if it was out of order. We just basically we usually watch episodes and try to guess from like Randy's sword or like vague continuity things.
There's definitely an order though, is the thing.
Yeah.
Disney just doesn't seem to care that much.
They don't care about order.
Episode orders.
They do that for a lot of shows.
They did it with Motor City. Oh, that was bad. Like they wrecked a whole character arc, and then I don't even know what's happening with Shaolin Show.
Now who knows?
It makes negative sense.
Maybe the Disney executives can't feel the linear passage of time, and it just confuses them. That things have to happen in order.
The on.
No, they look at it and they see the title and they think this is a cute title to air at this certain time, or this involves chickens, so I'm gonna air it with my chicken thing. You know, that's all that matters.
Oh man, who knows?
Who
Who
knows?
knows? They just decide things without like anybody's like logical like consent. Like, you know, it's like we're gonna put the puppet in your cartoon.
And it's so hard to contact them. Like, it's like you don't find their email just lying around or something. You can't complain. You can't say, hey, why are you airing these in order? Or if you do, you don't actually get a reply. I don't know.
Oh no, like why would they get a reply from just some like angry person in Dubai? It's like, oh,
Angry person in Dubai, displeased with the way you are airing your episode. Swearing in Arabic at you. Oh,
Oh,
okay. Let's talk about the episode.
I feel like we need to go through this, like the whole like situation with the puppet and this whole prank thing. It's so sordid and like to degrees of which we'll never even like know like the full story of like what even happened,
I don't know if
like how this came about, and like
no, how did they associate pranks with Thanksgiving? They saw like this American holiday and they said, anyway. Okay, well, it doesn't. I don't know. It's not too weird for me. Like, I can kind of see what they're doing. Like, they wanted to have a prank thing. They did
well, yeah, but it's just like the fact that they involved the ninja show. I mean, I guess it's because wait, maybe I figured it out. It's because there was a prank episode of the ninja show.
Maybe.
And so, like, we'll air this as part of the Pranksgiving. It's like, well, but we don't have a short thing for them to also be part of.
And we'll
So
make a quick
we'll
short
order
thing.
Titmouse to, like, and Boulder to make a frigging, like, short.
Yeah. And then they made the short, and yeah. I still love how the Randy, like, oh, hey.
Yes, I love they had to haul Ben Schwartz into the freaking recording booth for that.
Him and Andrew Caldwell.
Yeah, Andrew Caldwell's like he's not doing anything. Ben Schwartz is like really hard to like. He's like a big star. He must not be that easy to schedule.
I don't know.
Hey Ben, yeah, I know.
But you have to do it for pranks. Giving, it's important. You have to bring him, you have to call him, you have to pay him any amount of money he wants, and just tell him to, you know, be kind of like politely annoyed by
That's my favorite is trying to imagine the like direction he was given. Like,
you
sounds like you don't want this. Like,
you loathe this puppet. You loathe this puppet, but you're in a mutual contract with Disney with this puppet, so you're gonna be polite to this puppet.
Nice one, yeah.
You're gonna be like, oh, hey, and he's gonna laugh at you. The puppet mocks you whatever you turn.
How does the puppet even get, like, how is this puppet allowed to even know who the ninja show is, like, who the ninja is?
It just
and then,
knows.
Like, stuck with all his stuff.
My
That's
friends,
so scary.
my
It's
friends,
like,
Randy and Howard.
Thousands of people die.
McFist Viceroy should just find the puppet and ask him who the ninja is.
Right. No, that's the real series finale. Is McFist and the sorcerer and the ninja. They all team up to stop the puppets. The puppets reign and they fail. Because the puppet is omnipotent.
He just knows everything. He knows who Randy is, and he knows his first name.
Not only is that's omniscient, no, he's omnipotent. That means he has all power. Like, he can't be stopped. He can just decide that the ninja doesn't get weapons today.
The ninja doesn't get weapons today, just prank balls and chicken balls and goop balls.
Gracious God.
And whatever heck kind of weapon brought out the entire McSquiddles banana and it was dancing.
The goat.
I love that banana so much. It just has these cheeks, you know, just like stuck out. The beautiful cheekbone banana. Anyway, we're not talking about the episode. We've just been talking about the short.
Well, it's okay. That short is so
Chaotic. Anyway.
it's so great. Like everything that happened about it is just so. You can tell that there's like so much discomfort for every single person involved.
Except Howard. Howard's only made uncomfortable by whatever Randy does. It's like literally.
It's true. Like, after you've experienced life with Randy, it's really hard for like other things to work you out.
Mac Atfee throws him out of a window. The next episode he sees him, he's like, yeah, whatever, I forgave him already. But Randy ignores him for a few minutes, and he will hold that grudge for the rest of the episode. It's just...
It's right, because as we know, nobody else's opinions matter.
Nobody else's opinions matter. Like, the villains, the trauma, nothing matters. Just Randy and what he's doing right now.
That's it. They're the cult of two.
Cult of two. Aww. I love their relationship so much, you know.
Aw, it's creepy.
It's creepy, but cute in the same way. Like they love each other so much that they're constantly getting in each other's way. You know, it's like that.
Yeah.
You know? Constantly ruining each other's lives.
And like, oh god, that's such an awful way to put it. But yeah, and they see like the whole like cause of like becoming popular, like. It's like they're playing a video game and everybody else is an NPC. Yeah, I'm gonna say it again because this is really important. They're like, it's this goal that they have to accomplish, but like it doesn't. Other people's opinions are just like they don't actually matter.
They don't care.
Just like a concept to get to the next level.
They don't care what the kids think. They care about the perks that they get for being popular. They want to get invited to parties. They want to, I don't know what the heck else they'll get. You know, they'll get stuff. That's what they want. Stuff.
They don't even know why they want that stuff, though. Like,
they know they're supposed to want it.
Like, parties are just like rooms full of people that aren't Randy and Howard.
No, but they'll be there together.
There you go.
No, I mean, come on. Remember how happy they were to be at Bash's party and they were eating from the chocolate fountain and how that they didn't talk to anyone else.
Party benefit. I feel that.
They didn't talk to anyone else until like McFist bumped into them. But you know, like they were running around, sliding down things, eating chocolate, getting really excited and distracted by everything. They just want to experience things.
They do. Oh, they're so dumb.
They actually, I love how excited, like right at the beginning of the series at least, they're really excited to be going to high school and experiencing high school things. This is part of the high school thing, it's just getting popular and getting to
exactly. That's just the thing that they know they're supposed to do. Like,
yeah. They watched enough TV to know what they're supposed to do. At least that's as much awareness they have.
Yes, these are so obviously children that have been raised by television. Like,
everything Randy does is so, I've seen it in a TV show. You know, he's a ninja, calling out his attacks, trying to say these cool, witty lines. You know, he's all.
So awful.
He's just so, he's seen lots of TV and he's thinking, I'm the superhero from the TV. My favorite thing is how Randy misinterprets everything the Nomicon says these days. Is it more than before? I don't know. I can't tell.
Has he ever gotten it right?
I feel like I don't know, like, I'm starting to doubt everything. I'm starting to even doubt whether I ever understood what the Nomicon says. Like, even if it said what it said, don't steal, I'm not sure if it actually meant what it meant. Who knows? In the Sorceress episode, he gets this the you can't trust your eyes but you can trust your nose thing, you know, and he goes out and what he gets from it is that the Nomicon must be helping him trying.
No ears, but no, like what?
Yeah, but why would he assume that the Nomicon's trying to help him get a girlfriend? It's the last thing the Nomicon
does not want him to get laid.
The Nomicon barely wants him to
wait till he's 18.
The Nomicon barely wants him to have a friend.
Actually, it changed its position. The book had character development.
I don't know how I can trust if it's changed its position or if it might change back or what. Maybe it did.
Yeah,
I mean, it
I
was
don't
all
know,
like,
but it seems like it changed its mind because like it's really pushing. Like there are like, so it did at least twice indicate that Howard is like in the Sorcerer's Key, the whole sunlight and the stone thing was Namicon advice. So it was like, I guess, I mean, that could have been Randy's mutation, but like the suggestion that he worked together.
oh, the
That
Sorcerer
was
of
the
the Stone.
lesson,
The Sorcerer of the Stone made me find out something that's like, there's the Nomicon, and then there's the Doodles in the Nomicon, which is kind of a different identity than the Nomicon itself, but it's kind of agreeing with it at the same time, you know. And the Doodles are like the ninjas.
Yeah.
The ninja, there's the original Nomicon, and
Yeah.
then there's the ninjas doodles inside the Nomicon. So whenever I see the doodles telling him to do something, I'm just thinking that's the ghosts of all these bros telling him do this. Anyway.
Yeah, I don't know. Like when you say the Nomicon's like a hive mind thing. I don't.
It collects the souls of little children. I don't know. I presume that's like it takes their memory.
Look, is the real villain here. Like, it's so scary.
It frightens me. It keeps their memories. That means it has the memories of people who are dead, but there's some kind of awareness of the dead person in there. So that's technically a book full of ghosts. Okay.
But then again, it rolls around in the McSatchley episode to go out of its way to give Randy advice on not losing his friend. It has nothing. Even Randy points out, he's like, "Wow, this had nothing to do with the fight. Like, Namicon didn't like teach me anything." And it's like, "Oh wait, it told me not to fight with Howard or whatever."
I know, yeah. It's saying that
like Namicon is now invested in like Randy's relationship with Howard.
I think he knows that.
He knows he'll be dead in like a day without him.
He would, like, emotionally and like physically, because he can't barely function. Anyway, he would be dead. And Nomicon knows this. Like at first, it was like, "Don't have any friends. This is just me and you." And then just looked long and hard.
You can't do that. No, it's Randy and Howard are a package deal.
Yeah,
they're one person.
I guess it got really concerned because I actually thought their friendship was gonna suffer because of the purse thing. They fight all the time.
Yeah, exactly.
I did not see their friendship suffering from the purse thing. Like they would have like gotten mad at each other and then they would have been like back to normal.
Yeah, but I think the fact that it was just like the gain and the loss, like it's like it recognizes Howard as like an asset that would be lost.
He's an asset. He's always helping. And he's always helping, and he's always making the Nomicon mad. He kicked the Nomicon in the swamp episode. and I'm like convinced that everything that happened afterward is just like punishment. It's just like you're gonna let Howard kick me, I'm gonna stop working.
Yeah. Oh, that episode I love that episode, but it raised so many questions. Like
Randy's always abusing his powers. Always. And it never said anything before, but let Howard kick it just once. Power gone, you abused your power. How dare you? I was literally...
No, here's the real thing. So the book controls like the power in the mask, yeah?
Yeah.
So what happened with Mac and V? Like, it was going for like... How is it? It's like, well, Max is gonna steal the mask, and he's gonna use his superpowers to take over the world. Well,
he never tried stealing the mask, so we never knew what's gonna happen if he had put it on.
Yeah, like something, I guess, or maybe something, because Nomicon just doesn't seem to like apply its rules to Mac
No.
Like, you gotta stop.
It's kind of
mind wipe you.
Maybe it's kind of proud of Mega. I mean, let him in and it didn't mind wipe him instantly. Just let him fight Randy to see who's the victor. Who deserves to be the ninja? I don't know.
I don't know. I guess it's whoever can beat the other up. Like,
that's so unfair because McCaffrey has 6 years.
And he's huge, and Randy's so little.
6 years more ninja experience than Randy.
And like, I get this the thing that it reminds me of is like when you have an older sibling and like they do something to like get in trouble, like they get away with all this crap, and then you as the younger sibling have to like all these like new punishments are like installed to like prevent you from doing it. It's like, well, the older sibling like stayed out till 11 o'clock to like 4 in the morning. Therefore, everybody has a new curfew. Like
Maybe.
that's what happened with Randy. It's like super strict with Randy because like it doesn't want Mac to happen again. But like that's so not helpful. It's too late. He's not Mac.
He's so sweet. He's a sweet guy. I mean, he's kind of a jerk, but he's also a sweet guy. He's not gonna hurt anyone on purpose. He's just gonna like ruin their lives, but by accident.
All lives just crumble in Randy's wake. He's just a walking disaster.
He just does a thing, and then like I don't know. I swear, like half the episode's plots are because he did something wrong.
Yeah, we can even like count these. I know you do love counting things in the Ninja
I was
Show.
counting how many times he hit his head. I reached like 106, and I had to stop, and I still had like maybe 6 more episodes to count through, but I got tired. I just got tired of seeing him hit his head so many times. It's kind of sad. Like at first it was really funny, and then I was just like, oh man, I'm so tired.
Yeah, and you know, we were posting about it for a while, like, oh, Randy's poor head, you know, that kind of thing. I was like, yeah, but then the Sorcerer's Key happened, and it was like he was sliding down the ladder, and like, oh, it sounds like a coconut or something. Oh, it was so bad. I was like, oh no.
Nothing in there. It's just hollow, and he hits it over again. And like,
He's concussed.
I don't know. He walks like he's concussed. Sometimes he kind of just sidles around. You don't talk. I think that's just his weird body proportions. I'm not sure.
I love how you like have a problem with everything Randy does. Like his whole existence is like revolting to you.
I get it from like Claire anyway. But like there's something so weird about him. Like if you start trying to draw him at first, his proportions and everything compared to Howard are frightening. His torso is smaller than Howard. His legs are much longer. He's got this smooth way. Like I don't know, his crotch does this thing. It's just a hoop. His head is big and his hair reaches till and his hair is like the most impossible thing to draw. And his arms are huge. And if he tries to hold his own, like if he tried to grab he grabbed his own thigh in this episode. Anyway, when he tries to do that,
oh
his
yeah,
arms
I
just
remember.
kind
It was like
he did the
it
splits.
like encompassed his whole like. Oh, it was creepy.
His hands are huge. Whenever Howard's hands are tiny. Whenever he holds Howard, it looks like he just owns him. You know, he's just Howard belongs to him. I don't know. It's just his hands are huge. Possessive hands. Anyway, constantly putting them on Howard, laying them about.
Like big ass like spiders like unfolding. Like
I mean, maybe it wouldn't be so bad if Howard didn't look so alarmed every time Randy touches him. Like, you'd think he'd be used to this all his life, but every time it's just more alarming.
Touches like a silverback gorilla to a certain dominance.
I think that's what it is, because their friendship is constantly one or the other trying to be in charge of, I don't know, there's like this power struggle that they don't actually talk about or like acknowledge, but it's there. And
yeah, and I don't. It seemed like at the beginning that wasn't really a thing because Howard didn't want to do anything anyway. He's like, Randy, you come up with the plan. Like,
yeah, but he was.
Plans are terrible, but I don't care. Like, I just don't want to like think.
Yeah, I love his character progression.
Yeah.
It's so weirdly subtle, but at the same time, you see it and then you notice it's like right there. He used to do nothing.
It hurts me a lot. I'm in a lot of pain. Like thinking about Howard Wienerman.
Oh man, he does things now. He's a genius at chess. And then when the sorceress was standing up like she's gonna attack them, he was doing some kind of fight pose. Like he might have fought her, or I don't know, maybe he would have ran the last minute, but
yeah.
he looked like he was about to do something, and that just made me so proud of him. He's such a young man. I'm so proud.
And like the whole like the motivation, like it's so Randy is they were like the same. They were the same. Everything was the same. Like even it's set up in the first episode, in the pilot, whatever. That way, it's like we had the exact same summer. Well, not quite the same.
No.
That's like that's the show.
That's
We have the exact same. Well, not quite the same. Everything's different. Everything suddenly is different.
we were
And so, like,
together, and then a book came between us.
Yeah, this whole their whole dynamic actually got like screwed up. So
And
what we
it's
experienced
funny,
as like
It's cool because it just keeps progressing, it keeps changing. Their dynamic keeps changing as it goes on. Like,
actually like what we like consider to be Randy and Howard's like relationship is so not what they consider to be Randy and Howard's relationship.
no, they're delusional. They think they're
It's not
best
just-
friends, and
Right. Well, that's true. It's like they think that they're no homo, but that's
no,
what I meant. I mean, like
no, not just the no homo thing. Like, I mean, they don't acknowledge all the strife that comes between them.
that, but I'm more specifically like the sort of the reason for that, I think, is they're not used to having this. So they've known each other forever, and as far as like within their experience, everything that they've done is like equivalent to like that little stuff at the beginning of the first episode.
Yeah.
Like that's how they know their relationship to be. So all this like stuff that's different, like it's gonna take them a while to even like realize that because they're dumb.
No, I
they're
think
14-year-old
Howard
boys.
realizes it. Howard acknowledges
Yeah.
what's exactly is ruining his life. I mean, he went from being kind of about the Nomicon, like sometimes he'd say, "Oh, I always liked that book," or "Oh, I always hated that book." Now he just outright hates it. Every time Randy pulls it out, you can
Yeah.
feel the tension in the air. He just loathes it now. Even he
true. I
knows
think Howard
exactly
just
what's
thinks, like-
ruining, huh?
Yeah, Howard knows that he blames the book, but like it's a matter of like we think of Randy and Howard as like these two that fight all the time, but they don't think of themselves that way because that's not what they're used to.
No, they're the two guys who hang out and they play video games and they do
And then
stuff
this
together.
new thing happened, and so they have to kind of like reestablish what it means to like for them to like interact, and they haven't done that.
Randy, I think, is the one who keeps thinking it's the same as it's always been, you know?
Yeah,
He doesn't
yeah.
acknowledge things like negative things in his life, he barely acknowledges them.
Yeah, I gotta fight the sorcerer. That's Super Bruce. Like
Scary,
scary,
but
but Bruce.
Bruce. He knows he's gonna do it. It's gonna be fine. Everything's gonna be
You know,
fine.
he's
When
dead.
Howard is mad at him in Fartopia, okay? In the fart episode. Okay? When Howard's mad at him, he doesn't say I'm sorry or anything. He says, "You're not mad, Howard." And he's basically not acknowledging that Howard is mad at him. It's just like some kind of mind game from Howard. You're not mad. Howard, wait, Howard, come back.
Randy. Oh, Randy. I think the point at which like that like type of Randy like coping denial reached its like highest point so far was in Enter the Nomicon when he's hiding in the locker because he realized that like he screwed up with McAmphy.
He's like, I'm not hiding from him. No.
Like everything's tell me everything's gonna be fine. Like oh he's so scared.
He's so
Like, his
scared.
ice pupils
I
are
was so
dilated, like-
happy to see him scared for once. Like, he gets scared,
Tell
you
me
know.
everything's gonna be fine. Like
He's gonna come
that's
after.
Randy. That's like a summary of how Randy deals with problems.
He just wants everything to be fine. He just tries to convince himself, but now he wants Howard to say it.
Yeah.
Aw, man.
Sometimes I wish I wasn't everyone you know.
He literally is everyone he knows.
Yeah.
Oh. Did we talk about the prank episode at all?
No.
No.
We managed to not do that. I don't care. Let's keep trucking. Prank episode.
Prank
So-
episode.
We need to talk about this. Like, the weird morality in, like, kids shows.
No,
If
just
someone
this
is
kids
bullying
show.
You, and
This
you tried to, like, or at least, like, defend yourself, then you're the asshole.
Well, Bash doesn't count. Bash is barely a bully. Even when he's a bully. But even like the beginning of the episode when he runs up to Randy and he's like, "Let's shake hands." Randy's like, "Oh yeah, he wasn't frightened of him. He's
Well, it's
just
like you can't say no. And also, Randy's not frightened of anything. That's
right.
his problem. That's why he's the ninja. Brave beyond reason.
Yeah, but I don't know. It gives me the impression that like everybody just kind of people just tolerate Bash. They just tolerate everything he does. They put up with. I guess it's because his stepdad's rich and probably like funds the school or something, and
Yeah.
they just let him do whatever. They're not gonna punish him that bad. He gets suspended, but it's still, but he still gets to play with like Viceroy's little monster machine maker. That thing looked so fun. Okay, it was like, and it makes the
I
monster.
don't even know what the point. What were they even doing with that? Those monsters weren't threatening. What were they for?
Maybe they were trying to find a threatening one. I mean, they just kept throwing them back into a vat of acid. Like, you did not notice how many of those cute little monsters died on screen. I was just watching it, okay? Just get picked up and they get thrown into a vat of acid behind them. Viceroy shakes his head and makes another one.
I love them. I love the McFist family, and that includes Viceroy, of course.
Of course it does. He just lives there. And he babysits their son. And I don't know. It's cute. Marcy's like, oh, poo. And he's like, you made her poo, Viceroy.
I don't know. I love you on Bash duty. Like, Bash is just like a thing that everybody has to tolerate, except Marcy. She actually likes him.
She really loves him and she spoils him terribly. Like, I think that's part of his personality because she spoiled him so much. He does not know. He does not know that there's things he's not supposed to do because Marty lets him do whatever.
But like, actually, that's honestly like the similarities between him and McFist are pretty like evident. I mean, the way they interact with Viceroy, especially.
I really want them to have like a father-son. The way they interact with the poor robo-apes. And they should have a father-son episode.
Banana eating trash cans.
And I love and when the Nomicon got stolen, it got lost and then they took it. Anyway, I love the part where he goes past this robo-ape and it's wearing a wig and he tells it to look down and the wig falls off and then laughs at it. And the robo-ape is so ashamed that people found out that he was bald.
Oh yeah.
I feel so bad for these apes.
What's up with the way they're programmed? It's like he uses like these like robot like aids. You think they're gonna be like just like sort of mindless, whatever. But they're all like super sensitive and like mild mannered.
Well, I assume like Viceroy makes them kind of like things he can talk to. I think he might get lonely and he just chats with his robots. Viceroy is actually like been coming together as this really, like I feel like he had this stressful childhood or something. He was bullied.
Yeah.
He always and he constantly wants to go play in Whoopi World and have fun. Like he didn't have his childhood, he was gonna have it now.
Wow, this is some in-depth character assessment. This is some deep shit.
Like I used to think Viceroy was really really cool, but now it's kind of like coming together, and he's kind of a little bit of a big child, big 5-year-old. I mean, McFist is kind of a child too. He wants to have superpowers, like Viceroy can't just make it.
There are no adults in Norrisville.
There's no adults in Norrisville. Maybe that one background mustachio guy who loved the.
No, maybe definitely not. He was like stuffing shrimp into his pocket at a party. That's not an adult. That's like a college student.
Well, I thought that was more like a hobo, or like he doesn't live anywhere. He just kind of wanders the streets stealing food.
I bet it's that guy. Like.
Yeah, Bash doesn't get punished. Randy and Howard get punished for inciting him. Like how dare you mess with him?
Oh, everybody's really mad at us for like.
And they had to clean up. They were cleaning up.
That thing. It's like they're not mad at Bash for bringing that thing. They're mad at Randy and Howard.
Randy and Howard had to clean up all the disaster. They were just sitting there cleaning up while it yelled at them.
At least the janitor got a break that day.
Yeah, that poor janitor.
He must have to clean up after all the ninja stuff.
That's so much work. Oh man.
Yeah, you get a trash
he seems
bag,
really
use
chill
a broom,
though.
get to work.
He's really chill, that janitor. He's like a happy guy.
Oh yeah.
Well, what else
Well,
about
she chews the table gum. I don't know.
Yeah,
That stuff.
she's nasty. What else? Oh yeah, we got to see them. We got to see. I was happy to see them doing something with the kids. Like okay, like the whole pranking bash. They were actually all in it together with like a bunch of the
Yeah,
kids,
yeah.
and they're all like act
There's a lot
natural
of
and
everybody acting natural.
Otto, the Otto XP holding up like a book, like he's reading Shakespeare, and somebody was whistling like constantly, and Heidi just froze, like she was smiling, but she was like frozen as a still picture. So I don't know just why. I just assumed her acting natural is just not moving. Everyone was just doing something weird. One guy was just staring at his food. Mashed Potato Kid was just chewing his mashed potatoes. He did not care what's going on with them. And then, what the hell is up with tripping rocks?
I don't know what that was supposed to be.
It looked painful.
You don't fall on gravel. What do you?
Who's Randy brought it in and like spread it on the floor. No, when he's falling, if you go frame by frame, there's a water effect, so it's actually wet rocks. But I don't know.
Okay.
Poor Bash falls and he looks so no. Bash was so cute when he's walking up to the thing. He's just like talking to his food, like I'm gonna eat you first, and then I'm gonna eat you second. And he's just like, "Ah, Bash, you're adorable." And then he falls and he's like, "It's not nice. It's not nice when I'm being pranked." Runs off. No, they weren't mad
Oh
at.
my god, what the hell was they spray him with? Like syrup glitter, I forget now. It's like, oh, I got it in my no spot.
Oh
like,
my! No, they threw gravy at him. They threw gravy at Bash because he threw glitter at them.
My
And
no space, which reminded me, like, what is it with this episode and like uncomfortable like stuff in areas like.
I love that, by the way, because
I'm still in shock.
I love that line because I hear it so much. It's like I've got sand. People say it in like whenever they go to the beach or something, like you hear that line a lot. Like I've got whatever in some places I don't want to talk about, and then they just leave it alone. Nobody says anything. But no, Randy has to ask. He's like, and up your, and he's really concerned about where Howard's got all that glitter.
It was up his nose, right?
Oh yeah, of course, his nose. And then Howard gets so mad and like defensive. I don't want to talk about it. Randy, stop asking me seriously personal questions. Poor Howard. Oh yeah, and he got a fear.
Oh yeah, the toilet rebelling.
The toilet rebelling. I gotta say serene. Because he never got shot by the fear thing in Fear Factor.
Yeah.
And I assumed
he's like, I know I've done some awful things to you, some unspeakable things.
But toilet
this is too far.
You've gone too far. He's just, oh man, it turns into a monster and tries to eat him, and Randy's trying to pull him out. He's like, ew, toilet water. And I was like, I'm swimming in it.
I can't believe Randy's grossed out by toilet water. Randy is like at least 3,000 times grosser than toilet water.
Yeah, he's always he got knocked out in the toilet by the Namacon. He was on the floor with his tongue hanging out. He gets up and he's like, yuck. That's one of my favorite Namacon screens of Randy. Like right inside, I saved it. I put it in my computer. It's there. At the beginning of the episode, Howard's like, he's saying, and I said, but Ma, he's talking about his mother and how he hand cream is expensive, which I assume is some kind of joke. I know.
I guess, he's got to keep his dainty hands moisturized.
Of course. There's so much of those dainty hands. You need a lot of moisturizer and lotion for them. Oh man. It was nice to see a lot of the background characters again because you don't see them a lot since Randy and Howard don't see them. Randy and Howard don't
Yeah.
acknowledge them, so you don't see them a
Julian
lot.
got a lot of lines in this episode.
Julian, yeah, and his opinion was somehow important.
Yeah, what's up with that? Like, it's not important to me. I gotta say, I don't like Julian at all.
Julian makes me laugh. Like, there are things I don't like about him, and they're like, but Bradley D. Baker voices him, so
Yeah, that's true. His voice, like, so terrible.
I love Bradley D. Baker though, but
Yeah, I do. I love him too.
And he's like, oh, you get some more level. I like when the bat that attacked him and went back to being
Yeah,
and he kicks
was
it.
But like, my favorite thing, all the E! Entertainment was like, this episode, guest star Sarah Hyland.
No, they do that a lot, by the way. Not just E! Whenever they put up the episode premieres on Disney's press release outside, they always say guest starring Sarah Hyland whenever she even has just a single line in that episode. Like,
she did. She only had the one line in this episode.
she did. I mean, when Ninja Identity came out and stuff like that, it also said guest starring Sarah Hyland.
Well, at least she had like a sort of role in that episode.
Talking to Randy, who looked confused and lost.
Can I just say, that episode, that part of it, like, confused me and weirded me out because I couldn't figure out why. I was like, Randy's, like, talking to Teresa. The whole, like, interaction seems so wrong to me. And then I figured out it's because Randy doesn't talk to Teresa. He doesn't talk to anyone except Howard.
Not just that, but in that episode, usually he's really excited about everything. In that episode, he just did not seem to be that into anything, except like when Howard was kind of fighting the robot, he got excited a bit, but then he went back to just not really having an opinion and stuff. And it's so weird to see him like that.
But like, it was really like, it's something about it seemed off, and the off thing was that he was talking to someone that wasn't Howard. Like, that's why I was like, wait, what's happening here? Like, this seems incorrect. That's why, like.
Yeah. It's so weird for him. They're so together. Like, their effect on it. I guess it kind of shows, like, what effect. Clearly, the Randy we know and love is, like, a result of his friendship with Howard. I don't know.
Apparently.
Because
Howard
Randy with no memory is just.
Do dangerous crap type.
Huh?
Yeah, I mean, Howard clearly, like, eggs him on to do dangerous crap.
He does sometimes. Depends. If it's something he likes and wants, he will egg him on. And if it's something he doesn't, if he had other plans, he won't.
Yeah, well, that's if he had other plans. I mean, like, for fun, it's like, oh, let's go play in the swamp.
Let's go throw a cinder block into the quicksand in the swamp.
You don't know that that's what they were, like, that seems like what they were doing, but then they
That's my favorite episode so far, okay? That episode, the swamp episode, that one and Enter the Nomicon. Both of them are kind of like my top favorite episodes, right?
Yeah, I love the swamp episode.
My favorite thing is how they both have phones and they never call the police. They just keep calling each other. Howard. That guy is literally trying to kill them.
Are there even police in Norrisville?
I have not seen any police. I don't know if there are any. They just don't acknowledge them.
Actually, this episode gave us, like, more insight into something that was established in, Ninja Identity, Ninja Supremacy, about how Randy thinks and like how he interacts with stimuli. Like, in that episode, he's like, the point of it was that it wasn't just that Randy had a ninja suit and therefore he could be the ninja. He has to think in a way that's not normal. He has to, like, see dangerous things and run toward them instead of away from them.
And that suits him just fine.
And he does it in that episode. He doesn't have the suit, but he chases after Howard on the giant. He climbs on the giant robot. He jumps off the cliff.
That was beautiful. That was beautiful.
Right, but we get to see that again in this swamp episode. He loses the mass power, and he's still so chill about danger.
He wasn't. I don't know. Yeah, he wasn't chill. He just does what he has to do. He's not chilled out.
Like, he's tied to a car. Whatever. He's like, yeah, I'm kind of tied to a car right now. Like,
I'm tied to a hood of a car.
Psychopath's pickup truck.
It's at 47 minutes. Anyway.
Yeah. Whatever. Let's round it out. A full hour to make up for the lack of podcasts thus
Yes,
far.
full hour podcast. Where were we? We were talking about the swamp episode.
Oh, swamp. Yeah.
And he just puts
how Randy, like, okay, so we can see the contrast really clearly. Like, the scariest possible thing I think that could happen is the mask stops working, and it just doesn't affect him that much. He's like, oh, the mask stopped working. And, he's tied in the tree, and then the guy comes and he's just, like, chatting with him. He's like, oh, there's been this misunderstanding. I would never crisscross on your Papa Day.
Crisscrossing on my Papa Day.
I love this guy. And then, he's just talking his way through it. And then he's just tied to the car. He's, like, calling a phone call. And he gets a phone call from Howard. And Howard's phone call is, help! I'm dangling from a tree. Save me right now.
And the guy tells me I'm tied up to a pickup truck, to the hood of a pickup truck. That episode was so weird. Please just call the police. I was so frightened. This guy is seriously a serial killer or something worse. There were skeletons when they were running in. There were skeletons. Swamp wizard, serial killer, swamp serial killer with magic powers.
I love how confused he is too. He's trying to explain to the Namakan. He's like, Namakan, what's happening? I've been trapped by some kind of swamp wizard.
Yeah.
But yeah, the fact that he Randy was put in such a dangerous situation compared to Howard. I mean, Howard's like. The first straw was the last straw. Howard is dangling from a tree. That's it. I want to go home. Randy, save me. This is the worst thing that could happen. Panic. Randy gets up in a tree. He's like,
Howard's rational.
I'll just ninja down. And it's like, oh, I can't ninja down. Huh. And then this guy comes and he's like, yeah, how's it going? This guy's clearly going to kill you. And he's just chatting with him. And then he gets tied to a car. Also no big deal. So
he was a bit concerned when the guy said he's going to put a collar on him.
Yeah. No, he was concerned when he asked what size collar he wore.
Why would I know that? No.
Why would I know that?
He is concerned. He was concerned about Howard when he did that.
Right, he's concerned about how, Randy gets trapped in a cage with, a bear, and he, taunts the bear with his meatless legs.
No wonder the bear was so mad. Don't show me that little stick ankle you got there. No.
You can't, Randy, unlike Liz, you can't eat Randy. He's all bones and gristle.
Suppose you could eat his head. It's the only sustainable part of him. It's biggest part. His torso is just one bite. Oh man, he probably tastes horrible too. I've never seen him eat anything.
Right, but it was sort of even when Randy and Howard have an equal amount of power, which is to say none, he doesn't have the mask, so they're just two kids. Randy is still saving Howard, and Randy is arguably in much more danger.
Howard was gonna be made into gumbo, a delicious gumbo.
But that was later.
Oh no, but I love when Randy falls into the quicksand and Howard cries. Anyway, he's just so upset. This is the actual worst thing. They actually toyed with the actual worst thing that could possibly happen in this show, which is Randy kills himself doing something stupid. Anyway.
That was very noble and stupid. That's a summary of Randy.
It is.
That was very noble and stupid.
Noble and stupid. Noble, magical young boy. Anyway.
You know that post? I don't know if there's this post that's we're going to make the stupidest baby ever, my parents. That's Randy. He's the stupidest baby ever. Yes. They did it. They made him. Mouse, whatever, Jim Scott. This is their stupidest baby ever.
Yeah, I know, because it kind of worries me because, the Nomicon picked him because he is brave beyond reason and his card is good, But at the same time, it seems like he was also picked because he's so goddamn gullible. He believes everything. It's gotten to the point where I feel like the Nomicon's kind of his new religion. At the same time, cross-parent, I don't know, teacher. Anyway, but he gets information from that book. Huh? He gets information.
Yeah, He asked it about things that are so unrelated.
Not just Ninja, just his whole entire life is just.
Yeah.
And then when he
How are they gonna deal with separating? At least that's what the mind wipe is for, I guess. He doesn't he can't rely on the book.
in the prank episode, it said in this prank episode, it said if you go too far, you will fall. Okay, and it's just talking about Randy going too far with his prank. I guess that's what I suppose. Maybe it's talking about something completely different. I no longer know what the novel is talking about.
Because then at the end, Randy's like, the fall.
The
That's
fall. I'm gonna make it fall. That's what the Nobucon's been telling me all along. Drop robots from great heights. Anyway, he doesn't just take the. He doesn't just take the information he's been given and finally slot it into where it's supposed to go in his head. He keeps those, he memorizes those words and he applies them to everything. Even if it doesn't apply, it just makes a plan for him. And just somehow it works. He wins by fluke.
He is lucky. That's it. He just gets away with everything because he's cute. I hate him.
Sometimes cute. I have this two folders. One of them's called Randy being a shoob, and one of them's called Randy being a charming prince. About Randy being a charming prince has one screenshot. Anyway, but it is a doozy of a screenshot. And the other one's filled with 100 something pictures of Randy getting hit on the head. He's wonderful. I love him. Anyway, I love him and the thing him and Howard have everything. He really is the best ninja Norrisville has ever had.
As measured by what? I don't know. We don't
Howard's opinion. Howard's opinion.
Okay, you're right. That is all that matters.
It's what matters. If Howard says it, it's true. The other ninjas didn't know Howard, so they're obviously not as good as ninjas. Also, this is the ninja they chose to make the show about. This is the best ninja. Or the worst ninja. I don't know. It's either one of those.
It's the funniest ninja.
It's the funniest ninja. kind of sad.
Take that as you will.
He learns so slowly. He does memorize things. He consistently memorizes things really well, but he doesn't actually understand things. He knew all those chicken facts.
Yeah.
And what else did he know?
He's motivated by fear.
No. He also knew those damn facts for, not the swear, the actual Van Damme damn. He remembered them from his project. He was repeating them at Howard when he was going to save him and Howard.
He was very proud of his project. He worked for weeks on that shitty model.
That little clips on top. Howard's costume was so good, though. He is a master cosplayer. That's the second time he's cosplayed. He's so good.
That Viceroy cosplay. Oh, man. I want it.
Don't we all? Everyone wants to dress like Viceroy. Just get a little bit of his style.
Man, we should probably talk about the other episodes that haven't been talked about in podcast yet. So, Sorcery in Love, we should just talk about that maybe, or maybe that let's talk about the pets one again.
I love
that episode is so important to me. It was so awful.
Barnabas Jones, their son. My favorite.
It was so horrifying.
It was kind of cute in a weird way, but the butts really put you off.
It was awful. It was so gross. They were so happy though.
They loved him so much. They took care of it. They were wearing those old 60s swimsuits. I don't know what the hell, which era. Okay, swimsuits and bathing it and putting it and kissing it.
Yeah, I was just farting the whole time.
Just smooching. No, they smooch. Randy also smooched the snake monster, the 9-legged snake monster, who's one of my favorites because it can hijack a car and drive a hovercraft.
That was the point in the episode that I started laughing, like, so far, the jokes hadn't, like, they were okay, like, they hadn't really been hitting. That was the point where, like, the madness set in for me. I'm like, okay, I get it. Like, this is what's happening now.
I drives the car.
Like, 'cause I like to imagine, like, what goes on in the writer's room. Like, someone has to, like, come up, someone has to say that, you know? It's like, okay, so this was happening now. It's like, yeah, like, what if the snake, like, hijacks Slivovich's car? Like, someone has to suggest that, and everyone else has to agree. Like,
oh man. Ugh.
they were such good dads, though.
They were so loving. They really. Oh no. One thing that might make them not good parents is that when their kids are rampaging and they're just sitting there going like, "Did you do this? Did you do? I don't know." And they didn't get up for a while. They just let them, if they actually had children, not monsters, they could they might have a child who they actually kind of let beat up other kids and just go like, we're gonna handle it.
I want them to be parents for, like, you like to, like, think of these, like, horrible futures for Randy where, like, he's a failure and does nothing with his life. I don't know why you do that. It's so awful.
It soothes me.
How is that soothing? That's the opposite of soothing. I want everything to be okay for everybody.
I don't know. It makes me, because Randy's a lot like me, and it makes me feel less of a failure if I can laugh at him. Anyway, his misproportionate little body. But you know what? Where I draw the line.
Demonstration. He would be so good at something, and that thing is being a dad. He would be such a good dad. Like, he'd be one of those dads. Like, just like take selfies all the time.
Like, oh man, he's gonna be one of those dads who thinks he's cool, and then he runs up to his kids and he's like, "Hey kids, it's me, the cool dad."
Embarrassing dad. Oh, I need it.
Will I hate it? Dad, leave me alone.
Dad, no. Dad, stop.
Dad, please stop. And Randy never hears any kind of negative words, opinions about him, so he just keeps going and going. God.
Okay. So, that episode was great. But, Sorcerer in Love. I don't even remember. I think we must have lost the recording where I was talking about this. Yeah. So, I actually didn't really like the episode that much.
Just because you're wrong.
I don't think it was one of the stronger episodes, like, from a writing standpoint, and it wasn't just because of that, like, whole, you kind of, demystified the threat of the sorcerer by having an equivalent, like, appear, like, in the school, like,
she
physically.
She was weakened from the portal.
It was, okay, yeah, he was adorable, but, like, it was just kind of confusing, because, like, you established this, like, sorcerer as a lone actor, and then you kind of throw in later that he, like, actually has this partner. Like, I don't get it. Like,
but I really like her.
Mythology, like, pacing standpoint.
They just woke up one day and said, "God damn, the sorcerer needs a girlfriend."
Yeah, exactly. You know, they look at the sorcerer and like, you know, this like nasty ass, like rotting string bean guy.
You know who in this whole show deserves to have a girlfriend? This guy. The guy in the game. I really liked her though. I liked her, both her designs, and I don't know.
Yeah. I didn't at the time. I wasn't so into it, but like I have people like posting like gifs and like captions, and I'm like, wait, this is actually really cool.
I love her evil face when she is a teenage girl and she does this really evil face. It looks so cool. I really like her.
Yeah, it was cool.
Oh, she gets.
It's just so. Again, the whole, like, the true beauty, like, she can't see true beauty or whatever, like, What? That's so like flaky. Like
You know, I never
not even
really,
deep. Like
I never
Like,
really
six-
thought about it till you mentioned it. Maybe because I actually read a lot of mythology stuff, so like it's all really flaky.
yeah.
It makes sense for like a mythology. You just say she can't see true beauty.
It doesn't fit
That's
the
it.
ninja show though. Like that's
All these kids are ugly. Everybody in school is ugly. This beautiful, really expensively made school is ugly. But the gem in the card's eye is the most beautiful thing in the
shiny rock.
world. Shiny rock.
Normally, because like again, normally when you have the like.
I mean,
true
you could
beauty,
say.
if you're gonna pull that, it has to be like love or like friendship or some bullshit.
Why would it be?
You know, just,
Why
like,
would it be
it's
love or
like-
friendship?
It's like everybody's searching for the most beautiful thing, and it's like, oh, it's a shiny rock.
Yeah, but why would it be love or
You guys
friendship?
are on the right track with looking for an object that's pretty.
I mean, if you had to pick friendship to be the most beautiful thing, you'd have to pick Harandi and Howard's friendship, and that's not the most beautiful thing, okay? That's,
No.
that's not beautiful. That's
Howard
some.
is beautiful. I can't believe that Wesley. She smelled Howard or whatever, and she didn't go like, oh well, it's over now. Like-
Can't see him. Why are everyone talking to the air? I can't see him. Now when she gave him a kiss on the cheek, and it was adorable. Anyway, I mean, not the. If you don't keep in mind that she's like this crinkly old stringy lady, but
That's so cool though. Like
it's cool that I don't know. It's cool to have a villain running around in their school. I hope she gains power and comes back and really kicks butt next time. Anyway,
it just
it would have been.
But
It would.
again,
They
like,
could have
it's
gotten away with saying. They could
It
have.
weirdly defangs the threat. Like I don't know. I feel like a lot of stuff could have been better handled with this concept. I don't know.
Mm. How dare you complain about
Ninja
Ninja?
Show, I love you. I guess they can't all be 100%.
I love you more, Ninja Show. Marry me.
You're so desperate.
I just want them
Do
to
you
marry
have any shame, Aisha?
Seriously, when this show eventually ends, I'll be widowed. Anyway, that's exact. I will wear black.
Show will never end.
I hope so. I hope it just keeps
Seasons
going.
in a movie.
I hope it outlives me. Anyway. Okay. Oh man, what
The
was it?
year is like 20, like 20,
Oh,
like
one thing I liked.
2090.
One
Randy
thing.
is like in it, like 80th season. I don't know.
And he's
like,
still in the 9th grade.
oh
And
yeah, still in the ninth
forever.
grade.
Just been repeating it all this time, okay? So, I liked in the episode. One thing I liked about the Sorceress episode is they mentioned the Tengu, and Howard mentioned it.
Yeah.
And the Nomicon, drew wings for
behind
him. Nomicon drew wings for him in his last fight. He's so cute.
So cute. He really is.
Oh, he was offended. He was like, "Oh, that thing that's like the Tengu that possessed the bird that possessed me." Anyway.
I want it to be back. That was a pretty good reference, but it wasn't enough.
Yeah.
It's
You know,
again.
we've talked about it enough in the tag, so that the writers must who are writing season 2 must have know what we want.
Definitely.
I'm really excited for season 2. I just keep thinking about these writers. They are sitting on Tumblr, reblogging our stuff, going, "Wait, what porn?" all the time. Okay.
Wait, what porn?
Wait, what porn?
Crowding each. Hang on one sec. All right, we gotta wrap this up. I'm being sent on an errand, so right. That was. I guess we'll have to talk more about the Ninja Show. Fill up several more hours on a later date.
Yes. Okay.
I'm Josie and the Pussycats. Rachel.
And I'm Marsha. The end.
Later in Norrisville.
Later.